Master Grade Sinanju Stein. Hey, what's up again everybody? It's Robert184, 2Rs, 2Bs, gundam.tk with the focus back on Gundam now after my tour around Japan is all wrapped up, and that means it's time to take a look at the very exciting, the newest Master Grade from Bandai, the Sinanju Stein from Gundam UC MSV Mobile Suit Variation. February 2013 release, and this is a version KA. And the price you can make out there, 7,000 Japanese yen to go along with the name bar. Don't forget you can get this and so many other cool things straight from Japan at Hobby Link Japan, links down below, and they've even got things like plastic gyoza. Bandai loves planning ahead, and remolding and recoloring, and Katoki Hajime kits have been famous for that since the beginning as well. We've seen it with the Ball, we've seen it with the Wing Gundams, we've seen it with the RX-78-2 getting remolded, and also with the V Gundam and the new Gundam Heavy Weapon System. You've gotta wonder. The Sinanju though has seen no remold since it originally came out and was an absolute hit and fan favorite, but the Sinanju Stein is going to take care of that, adding a new one, even though it's already been announced that we are going to be getting an OVA version of the Sinanju with a few improvements coming out in March this year. However, as part of the Mobile Suit Variation line, it's got an even longer tradition than Katoki Hajime has been around, going back to remolding and basically just taking cool mobile suit designs and just adding even more variations and flavors. In-universe, well, the big bad has to get his mobile suit from somewhere, and as this kit followed up on the events in the mobile suits that we saw in Char's counterattack, the sleeves got their hands on it, recolored it red, and all of a sudden it became the much more famous version that we've all come to know and love, but this was the rock on which it was built. For a look around the box, you've gotta love the cover art there, and that simple, clean white box is always gonna catch your eye on shelves. Anaheim Electronics there prominently emblazoned on the shoulder, as it should be, because this is not gonna be a Xeon, this is gonna be an EFSF prototype mobile suit, of course, with a Psycho frame on there, and there you can see the rest of the name. Very clean box art that we've all gotten used to, and you can take a look here, the Gundam Unicorn story there of the former The Light novel that was serialized, now nicely collected with its own manga spin-off in the OVA, of course, episode 6 coming very, very soon. And over here you can see some more information there, including Katoki Hajime. The ore upon this thing was researched and built, with a whole list of features being said instead of shown. But the other side's going to do a much better job of just showing and not telling you at all. You've got a fantastic front view of this kit here. Very stylized, unlike anything else I think that you'd see in the EFSF. Nonetheless, looking very cool as a mix between the two different sides there. You can see that it's going to have some great looking vents there, the head without the commander's antenna. Anaheim Electronics beam sabers are going to work. Some very interesting thrusters here attached onto the sides of the legs. You can also see that the beam saber rack is going to pop out of the forearm there. Plenty of thrusters, 6 it looks like there, and some very cool knee bends down here. An even better view here with the back shot of the thrusters there. You can see the propellant tanks, and look at that weapon in hand. If you want to go take an even closer look at that, fans of the new Gundam and its heavy weapon system variant, and hopefully we're going to be getting a master grade of that. The high beam rifle here is looking absolutely fantastic, and we're also going to have beam sabers. That's pretty normal here. But the shield, again, fans of the new Gundam, it makes perfect sense that it would have a lot of similarities there. You can see that it's going to have 4 red missiles, hopefully molded in plastic, you'd be sure, for a master grade, with a beam cannon there in the middle, and something that people have been searching for and waiting for. And another improvement that they're going to add to the OVA version of the Sinanju is the fact that we finally get this bazooka without having to go hunt it down at used book or hobby stores. And it's inside the box we go now, where you are going to be treated to clear gray and some nice red parts there. Big chunks of white outer armor there to go along with a light gray inner frame. A very nice navy blue there. Definitely not Xeonish there. More white, gray, and blue seems to be a theme throughout. Lots of gray inner frame, beam sabers there, and some campaign brochures to go along with the fantastic looking Katoki manual. Some incredible art here that's going to be different from what we've seen on the box, but still just as pretty down there. You can see down below, UC0094 EFSF is going to be written on there. Open it up and you're going to have a gatefold cover there with some cool looking images of the Stein and the Sinanju that it led into in the back here. They're going to be talking about here about the bazooka, which we saw in episode 2, and down there some more focus on that. And what is the UC MSV line? Well, pretty much every Gundam series that has ever come out is going to have an MSV line attached onto it. Sometimes we're not going to see very much of it, but it's sort of cool that they do an even better job of including it in things like the game and in the novel, of course, that you can see things like the Delta Kai down there, the Delta Gundam, and some other very cool ones down there, including an Ewak Jigen. Lots of Jigen fans out there. Would you buy that one? The features here are actually going to be explained with words. As you can see the cockpit hatch down there, some great looking drawings. You can see the beam saber opening them up. And if you've got that bazooka just sitting in our hand there with the shield, it's looking fantastic. And yes, who's going to argue with a pose like that? The new Gundam inspired shield down there, you can see the way that the foot is going to have some great bendability down there. Thrusters all over the place. You'd think that they might give you some sort of an Anaheim Electronics test pilot, but nonetheless, it's full frontal there, standing and sitting in his very famous clothes, which is sort of ironic. Here you pop it up on an action base, and he's going to look great with that big gun there. And we can also see some more information about the Psycho Frame evolution there, from the new to the high new to the unicorn, and everything that we've seen before that. But I think in terms of Gunpla here, seeing the side parts here, the thrusters on the sides of the arms and the way they can detach and pivot around, is definitely going to make this guy unique, I think. And a nice interview here with Katoki Hajime about the ore upon which this Stein was built, including some great looking visuals down there. And you can also see some information. If you saw when I went to Oita, I checked out a Geo, and on sale for 2,000 yen you could go buy Gundam UC, the PlayStation 3 game there. This was a booklet that detailed what happened before the war there, and you get to see some pretty cool stuff inside the game. But back to Gunpla business here, as the plates are all going to be laid out. It's going to be very interesting to see how many of these are unique to the Stein, and you'll notice that they're all polystyrene there, except for the manipulators there, where we've got some ABS in there. But otherwise, that's going to be good if you wanted to go and paint up the inner frame. You'll put together the chest first. I always like it when they show this off here, the part that you're actually going to be built. It would be nice if they laid out the plates for you, but that's something I'm sure you can live without. Put together the arms and those very fancy manipulators that we've all come to love after building the new Gundam. And after you've got the upper body, it's time to put together the legs, which I wonder if they're going to have any green inner frame pop out of in the future. I highly doubt it, but once that's all together and you've got the backpack done up, it's time to drop it all down together. You can see here the cockpit hatch opening up here. You're going to be able to move the hips forward and back, and there it is, that high beam rifle, which hopefully we'll be seeing again, to go along with the Sinanju custom bazooka there, the beam sabers, some very interesting parts down there. And you'll notice that you've got I parts and A parts there, so it's not something that they just printed off on one plate so that they couldn't just throw it in with a new heavy weapon system. They'd have to actually plan ahead, which I'm sure they're good at doing. Put together the beam saber or the bazooka there, and the shield is going to have a lot of similarities there. And with these great manipulators there, you've always got this peg in here that you can bend it down and bend down the part on the weapon here, which means that you can put it in, and hopefully it's never actually going to have any problems with it falling out there. You can see the beam saber rack here is going to be lifting up a little bit, some great looking rockets there in the back, and you can also see that you can mount the bazooka there before popping them up on an action base one, sold separately of course, but nonetheless, if you want to get some great poses, it's all doable before it's onto the color pages, and fans of marking seals and decals will go absolutely nuts for version KA kits here. I'm very glad that they do it up here in color. The color chart down there, you can see that it's going to be primarily white almost all over the place here, and then they are going to give you some other color variations down where they're with just 5% gray, white and gray 50-50 down there with a teeny tiny drop of blue, and there it is. The rest of the things before you go to the back, and the credits start to roll. Down should be the way they go. For a closer look here, you can see some cool visuals, and coming out in March here, we've got the Armed Armor DE there, and this is going to be coming out with the 8th book in UC Bande Dessinée, and this is sort of a retelling with some cool variations and it's a great opportunity to mix in MSVs and variations like that. But if you've already got the Master Grade Gundam Unicorn there in any of its variations, you can see that you're going to be getting this very cool shield here, which is going to unfold and attach on there. You can use it in either form there, and for bonuses here, why not add it to the Master Grade Sinanju Stein or the recently released New Gundam version KA as well. Lots of fun here just from the unbox, and especially for me, considering that I haven't put together a Master Grade Sinanju. I always had a plan to, and it has a very specific time frame in terms of what I want to build long term. However, I can't wait to actually go take a look at the plates here and see just how many differences there are between the regular Sinanju and the Stein, so stick around for that. And as always, everybody, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think with a comment down below, and it's good to be back to gunplying. Thanks for watching, everybody. See ya. Now look, I'm not saying that we stole it, but